Good evening, this is the Oscar expert here with Brother Bro, and it's time for lead acting predictions, best actor, best actress for the month of June. Best actor, we could do a different thing. So Bradley Cooper, I still like, when I think through like other options, sometimes I come back to the fact that I think Maestro is still winning makeup. And then I go, is that really the thing that's going to make me keep Bradley Cooper at number one?
I feel like the movie has to be a little bit popular.
The other thing is that Bradley Cooper, in terms of his narrative, like, yes, he's very overdue for an Oscar, but this is going to feel probably like he's trying a little bit hard. He's directing himself to be in an Oscar biopic where he transforms and wears makeup and wins an Oscar. It's like, it's almost trying too hard. It might even feel a little bit manufactured for voters. Whereas perhaps Cillian Murphy, he has a narrative that people like in terms of being under-recognized in the roles that he's in and finally having this breakout lead, and he just knocks it out of the park.
Yeah, and he's been working with Nolan for years, and I think that kind of helps.
His performance will probably not be as showy as Bradley Cooper and Maestro, or maybe even everybody else in this category, arguably.
I think it will be, though.
I think
because you can see in the trailer, like every scene he's in, his eyes are open like fucking twice as wide as a normal person. He's just like, the bomb. They're going to do this to the bomb. He's just doing a lot all the time.
Yeah, but it's still like a little... I mean, he's probably going to like throw things at some point.
It doesn't even matter. He's just going to be really good.
And he's kind of doing a voice. And he's playing a real person.
I just think he's going to be excellent, and I wouldn't mind putting him at number one. What about DiCaprio for Flower Moon? Considering some people think it's his best performance. It probably makes more sense for him if he didn't win an Oscar yet. Like, he would be the front runner probably, right? Because they gave it to him for The Revenant, which is not a movie that...
Yeah, but The Revenant is him wanting it the most and him crying and spitting. In this movie, he does... I mean, I'll tell you, he has a very, very Oscar clip. Close up, long take, crying.
Yeah, so I think if he hadn't won an Oscar at this point, he would be winning an Oscar here.
When it comes to the Best Actor category, this is why we didn't ever want to put Colin Farrell at number one when other people were. You do want to be really big. You want to be as big as possible. He is big, but maybe Bradley Cooper and Maestro or Kingsley Ben-Adir and Bob Marley, they're doing a little bit more.
I don't think Kingsley Ben-Adir, though, is going to go big.
Yeah, but but just playing Bob Marley, you have to do like the voice and the mannerisms. That's total transformation.
Won't go big for it. He'll play the character, but it won't be like a massive thing. Everybody look at me.
Whereas Leonard Bernstein is a very eccentric and extroverted figure. I like the top three. I like having DiCaprio and Murphy in the top three right now. I feel like that makes sense. Just for the sake of changing things up, we can put Cillian Murphy at number one, and then we'll see it next month, and we can change our mind.
Well, next month he might very well become the front runner.
Colman Domingo and Rustin. There's an argument that maybe he'll get nominated for Color Purple and supporting actor instead, but you're going to give it to him for that instead of this? You're just going to like ignore this completely in favor of that?
Like for a nomination though?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't think it would be like instead necessarily.
You think he could get both? That'd be kind of interesting.
He could get both.
I really want to put in Giamatti and Kyogen because they're in movies that might be in Best Picture.
Yeah.
And I feel like if those movies are in Best Picture, they're going to come along. And yet I feel like there are immovable objects in my Best Actor top
but
five.
it's interesting though, Cole, because you have two movies in your top five that you think are getting Best Picture. And then the 6 and 7... you also are predicting for Best Picture, yet they're the 6 and 7 below 3 performances where they're not Best Picture movies. I mean, they could be Best Picture movies. They could be.
Yeah, but if we're going by like biggest transformations, this is what you need to do.
I would consider taking out Kingsley Ben-Adir.
Not the guy who's playing Bob Marley. I'm not doing that. People said they saw the trailer and they were like, he's nailing it. If he nails Bob Marley...
Fine, I trust you on this one. It's kind of sad that Colman Domingo's at number 5 and not higher.
Yeah, I got sad because I was like, oh my god, like, is this Daniel Deadweiler and Delroy Lindo again? Like, is it? It's gonna be hard to break past this top 7. I mean, maybe something will. Koji Yakusho in Perfect Days. He is very quiet and he's just like kind of cleaning toilets like a lot of the movie, but he won Best Actor at Cannes, and to me, I was like, that's gonna win Best Actor at Cannes. It'd be cool if he got nominated, and he's kind of like an underappreciated legend, Like in a thinner race, he actually might have, some momentum to really get in there.
This Best Actor category is not last year.
Doesn't look like it.
It's not last year.
Teo Yu in Past Lives, maybe he's supporting. I don't think it'd be crazy if they put him in supporting, and he'd probably get nominated.
You think it would be a double nomination, though?
Yeah, why not? Matt Damon for Air, really at this point, really. Will you have anything else to say about anybody else? Jonathan Majors is just, it's long gone.
At this point, will they even release the movie?
I'm kind of looking like Anthony Hopkins playing Sigmund Freud. Maybe we're underestimating that because it's Anthony Hopkins playing Sigmund Freud, and I know your argument is, I'm Anthony Hopkins and I'm playing for Sigmund Freud. I know that you're doing that, and I agree with when you do that. I think it does debunk me in a sense.
Yeah, it does.
But
I didn't even need to do it this time.
I'll shove him up. I'll shove him up a little bit, just because like on paper it's too much.
I can't really be unconvinced.
On paper, it's too much.
It could be something.
Paul Bettany's playing Andy Warhol in the collaboration. You can watch exactly what he's doing on YouTube. Best Actress, I still have Fantasia Barrino for The Color Purple. She has a narrative too.
She's the biggest. Good.
I think you got to pick the biggest.
She'll probably be really good.
Should I put Sandra Hüller at number 2?
You saw the movie, not me.
I feel like she'd be more likely to win than Greta Lee, if that makes sense.
I don't think Greta Lee's gonna win.
But I think Greta Lee's definitely getting nominated. She's just gonna come along with the movie. Sandra Hüller, I think she might be the critic's favorite. She might
Fantasia Barrino wouldn't be the critic's favorite. She's too big.
That is correct.
Too big.
That is correct. And she might be the Isabelle Huppert of this year for Elle. Like that nomination. Yeah. I feel like Anatomy of a Fall with that Palme d'Or winning buzz. And then Sandra Hüller also being in Zone of Interest. And now people are really like paying attention to her name. This is like a really big year for her. There are lots of long static takes on her. Like the editing is very patient in the movie, and she's just amazing in it. She's just flat out great.
Yeah, her buzz is really good. For her to come out of an international film and people are like, that needs an Oscar. That's gonna get an Oscar.
Yeah.
That's huge. I mean, I think you should have her at number 2.
Like, I'm not really on the train of, like, trying to get Anatomy of a Fall nominated in categories other than here and screenplay, but I'm, like, so unequivocally, like, in support of her getting nominated for Best Actress.
Do you think she could win?
I mean, like, maybe. Like, if people don't want to go for the bigger performance, which is rare, and the movie actually ends up being a decent Best Picture contender, then maybe.
I think Jessica Lange could win for A Long Day's Journey Tonight.
Yeah, she has 2 Oscars.
Just based on that kind of... Oh, she has 2 Oscars?
Yeah.
I don't know, but she just based on that kind of performance, I feel like that could win.
But it's very Glenn Close and the Wife to me.
I still feel more confident going through the options that Fantasia Barrino is like a solid number 1.
Because she's just the showiest, you know?
And her movie's going to be in Best Picture.
I have Emma Stone for Poor Things at number 5. I still have Poor Things in for some categories.
I don't know if you should do this.
No, Emma Stone's going to be doing a lot in the movie.
I know.
And I think she's going to get, like, universal praise for the performance. And people
I don't
it's one of her
agree with
best. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, it's going to happen.
No, I don't agree it's going to be
absolutely.
universal.
Oh, it's going to be universal.
I think some people are going to think it's weird.
Yeah, weird in a good way, bitch.
No, like...
In what way would her performance be weird in a way
I think people might feel like
about?
a distance from it.
No, she's going to be great. Emma Stone said it's like one of her favorite characters she ever played.
I bet. She looks like she's having a whole lot of fun playing like a... whatever she's doing. It's a very comedic performance. Let's say that.
Think about those tight, low-angle Yorgos close-ups.
I like
She's gonna eat them.
I just think it might not hit with everybody.
What do you want to do? Because like,
why not Natalie Portman for May December? I mean, she has won, and everybody thinks she's one of the best actresses. Like, will this reaffirm for people that she's one of the best actresses working today, and then she'll get in?
Natalie Portman has a very serious Oscar clip in this movie too. It's a little weird, but it's like a serious Oscar clip.
Why would you not have her in? Why would you not use?
I'm just like a little hesitant on the movie being in categories.
I mean, The Lost Daughter, for example. I wouldn't have thought, okay, Best Picture, but like Olivia Colman was great in it.
I mean, the character is very layered, but most of the time she's pretty restrained. But it's still like the character work is always interesting. There's a couple moments where it gets a little bigger. I can get behind putting her at 5 because I also was saying to you earlier, I think there's a scenario where maybe like 2 actors get in. Carey Mulligan and Maestro, another one where I'm kind of considering if you could drop that in the 5. Bradley Cooper will be like the bigger acting push. I think if the movie got into picture, she would probably come along.
But she's not a transformy. Bradley Cooper's going, hey everybody, I'm Maestro, and then she's just being
Maestro.
Yeah, and then she's just going, hello Bradley, I'm Carey Mulligan, and she said.
It's not her and she said. I've heard there are intense fight scenes and she cries a lot. But I think Maestro, if we're saying it doesn't get picture, it's going to have to take some hits for it to get 2 lead acting nominations without picture. I know Ma Rainey did it, but like this is in a field of 10 and I don't know. I think the top 7 here, this as well as actor, the top 7, those are the ones I'm like very tightly considering. I really don't think Margot Robbie's going to take off for Barbie. I just don't really think.
Nope.
It's not like we haven't seen her do that voice before.
Honestly, even at Barbie's best performance at the Oscars, I don't think she gets in.
I don't think so either. I moved up Kaylee Spaney for Priscilla, which you wanted me to move down one time, but then I moved her back up because she's like the center of this Sofia Coppola directed biopic.
Well,
that's
going
to be at fall
festivals.
festivals. Going to be at fall festivals. Kate Winslet for Lee. I don't know. There's like not that much buzz in that movie at the moment. Teyana Taylor, 1001. I still hear people talking about her. in the Best Actress
I
conversation.
would like to throw in my hat in the ring and say that she deserved it.
This movie made like $4 million, so I think for the most
not
part,
terrible.
people haven't really heard about it. But if Focus Features wants to bring back a campaign, then
They
maybe,
should.
Maybe they can.
They should. Like, I still think 1001, once it gets towards the last act, like, some of the drama and some of the performances are, like, absolutely Oscar worthy.
Teyana Taylor might campaign herself, too. That's also a scenario we should consider.
We haven't even talked about, we haven't even speculated as to who could be this year's Andrea Riseborough. Because guess what? Teyana Taylor, big social media.
A net betting for Naiad. We're sort of betting against Naiad a little harder than other people are. I don't know if I have anything crazy to say about anybody else. Eric LaRue premiered at Tribeca, and I've heard pretty mixed things about it, so she's not going to take off. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing.
Who will Andrea Riseborough it this year?